Programs Leader for Human Development in the World Bank, Dr. Anne Bakilana, UNICEF Country Rep, Dr. Jane Lokanga, and UN Resident Coordinator, Dr. Stephen Jackson. Your Swahili is getting there. Ladies and gentlemen, all the partners, Mtoto News, for the good work that you do, good morning. I've just come from Parliament to receive a petition by an organization called Brave. And the petition was to ask for more to protect our children, those who are defiled, those who end up having children, those that need counseling, those that are subjected to drug and social mental abuse. And we received that petition. We're currently looking at the Children's Act in Parliament and the various areas that we need to improve on and work on. But Prime Cabinet Secretary, the biggest challenge we have in Parliament is we can make the laws, but as long as it's a money bill, it will not go forward. So I need us to start looking at money bills that we have no choice but to implement. And the children, the future of tomorrow, and the women and the youth, PWDs, we can't put our strains because of debt, because of budget deficit, we can't let that impact the generation that is crying for money to assist them right now. Under the government, National Government Affirmative Action Fund, every woman rep has some money. For Nairobi, we receive 6 million shillings per constituency. And with that money, we have to do so many things. We saved money over the last 3 years so we can give Nairobi its first safe house, government-owned, government-run. Nairobi County Government partnered with us. The safe house, we hope to launch the groundbreaking within these 16 days of activism. And I'm praying that we start looking at our orphanages. You know, when we're looking at the society that is in need right now, food, cash transfer, I don't want you to leave out the orphanages. A lot of unwanted children are in orphanages, and you will be shocked at the population in the orphanages. And that's where we have to start beginning, because that's where they are most vulnerable. So we need to look at also our orphanages, our old people's homes, our PWD homes, because if we think of cash transfer and food just in terms of individuals, then we're leaving a whole sector of marginalized and in dire need citizens out. I want to talk, Prime Cabinet Secretary, about sanitary towels. Sanitary towels are provided by our government for public schools. I have cried and screamed and asked that we do not discriminate against children that go to community-based schools, against children that go to faith-based schools, because they are the majority. And even some of the private schools that are in the informal settlements. We cannot say that we can control what is in the public sector, in the public schools, so that's all the only children that will get sanitary towels. So when we make our budget, I want us to budget for all children, because it's against our constitution to discriminate, and I feel that we are discriminating. When it comes to comprehensive sex education, we have been denying our children information on comprehensive sex education, which is a necessity. I saw in New Zealand, they had a program where little young girls who got pregnant in school were part of the comprehensive sex education, going with their children to talk to their fellow students to ensure that we end teenage pregnancy. While we know that quite a number of our teenagers, especially during the pandemic, that were impregnated, it was by defilement, we also know that there are some, like the young lady in Bugoma who got triplets, who engage in peer-to-peer sex without realizing what they are doing. And it's because we never allow them the chance to understand good touch, bad touch, when to touch, when not to touch, the risks of being touched. And if we don't start educating our children, the world will educate them. Our children have access to the internet and they learn a lot. So we need to start talking about comprehensive sex education. I know that the biggest issue with our religious sector is that when we have to talk about comprehensive sex education, we have to talk about gender identity. And they feel that we will educate our children on gender identities that they should not know about. But I think that's wearing blinders, because whether we like it or not, we have a society of LGBTQI that lives and grows amongst us. So we cannot say that we don't want to talk about gender identity because we want to avoid talking about LGBTQI. So in that case, we will not teach our children about good touch, bad touch, when to touch and when not to touch, and how to know that something's wrong. Prime Cabinet Secretary, I want to talk to you about a young girl called JMM. JMM was 13 years old when she was raped. She was a young Kisii girl. She was raped and she got pregnant. Because she thought she did something wrong, she didn't go and tell her parents. She didn't tell her aunties or her uncles, because she's not open and free to talk about sex, because we don't teach it in school, so that our parents can also be told that we need to talk to our children about it. So JMM got pregnant from the rape. Her friends told her, let's go to this pharmacy down the road, you'll be sorted. At the pharmacy, she was given some tablets. She went back home. The fetus came out a little bit, not entirely. She developed a fever. She went back to the same chemist. Because we don't have abortion guidelines, the pharmacy put some wires up her, tangled her a bit, sent her back home. By the time JMM was running a huge fever, she ended up going to her mom and telling her mom, "Mom, I'm sick, and this is what happened." The mother took her to a level 5 hospital in Kisii. The level 5 hospital told JMM's mother, JMM cannot be treated here. Take her to Nairobi. She needs to be in Kenyatta National Hospital. So JMM's mother put her in a taxi, brought her to Nairobi. From the age of 14 all the way to 17, JMM stayed in Kenyatta National Hospital in the HDU unit. Eventually she died from kidney and organ failure. The civil society, together with people of like mind, went to court. And when they went to court, they asked the court to tell us whether it was right for JMM to die, because we could not provide this young girl a safe abortion. And the courts ruled that JMM, when we look at abortion, we say it's the doctors to decide, but without guidelines, the doctors can't decide. They are scared of making those decisions. So we're pushing for guidelines to come out. The courts awarded JMM's mother 3 million shillings, which up to today has not been paid. The same court said, what is the well-being of the mother? Is it emotional? Is it physical? Is it economical? So the courts ruled that when you're looking at the well-being of the mother, it's all those things. Prime Cabinet Secretary, we cannot allow a 10-year-old girl defiled by her father to give birth, because we are saying we are morally upright as a society. There is nothing moral about that. There is nothing moral about a 10-year-old girl. I will talk to you about another 10-year-old girl who gave birth, and she went home with that child. And because she's 10 years old, she's in an orphanage. for abused children, where the parents don't want them. She put her child on the top deck of the bed, and then she stepped out. The child crawled, fell, head down, bust its head, and died. 2 wrongs. A child cannot be a mother. A child is a child. Those 200,000 children that got pregnant during the pandemic are becoming mothers, and that is wrong. Prime Cabinet Secretary, I want you to take this close to home. Imagine your granddaughter, who is 10 years old, being defiled by your gardener, getting pregnant. Will she be subjected to having that child because we have to keep to our faith? Or will she be able to procure a safe abortion so that she can continue being a child and given the necessary counseling to grow? There is so much wrong in our country, but most of that wrong is us ourselves condemning our young children. And I don't think that that is right. Mental health is real, and we need to stop it. A child that is defiled and abused should not be forced to have a child. I want to say that the government is coming up with affordable social housing and affordable housing. I hear that the social housing that will be given to the people in the slums will be the 1-bedroom studios, and the affordable housing will be the 2 bedrooms and the 3 bedrooms. I want us to reconsider that. If we're going to put a family in the informal settlement into a social house of 1 bedroom, we are not going to end sexual gender-based violence and defilement of our minors. Children should have their own rooms. Let's follow the UK model, where if a parent has children that are of the age of 5 and above, then they have a 2-bedroom house. If a parent has children that are boys and girls, then they have a 3-bedroom house so that the girls are in one side, the boys are in one side. We can talk so much about the pain and the pain and the pain of our children. And right now, feeding in schools, I think we can encourage the county governments to really start an effective program of feeding our children so that they can be able to learn. Equality and inclusion means listening and taking action, not listening and playing God. Thank you, and God bless you all.
A round of applause, a round of applause, a round of applause for the women representative, Nairobi County. That is actually very powerful. It's actually very powerful. Children do go through a lot of challenges, and it's better if we do get the views, we do get the challenges from the children themselves. And the children should be able to tell their own stories. They should be able to tell about the challenges that they themselves are going through. Which is why it's better to engage the children than to just sometimes assume and just come up with the solutions. Thank you so much, women represent our honorable women representative of Nairobi. Asante sana. So at this point in time, allow me to welcome the Children Magistrate, Honorable Lady Justice Kibosia. A round of applause as she comes to the stage. A round of applause.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, Honorable Florence Bore, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Labor and Social Protection. Allow me to read the remarks of the chairperson of the National Council on the Administration of Justice, Standing Committee on Children Matters, Honorable Teresia Matheka. Today, we get to join hands together with our children and the children from all over the world as they celebrate their childhood, and for us adults who are still children at heart. Children are no longer to be seen and not to be heard. We have made provisions to make their best interest the primary concern in our decision making. Today, as we mark the International Day of the Child, we present ourselves with the golden opportunity to take stock of our commitments as we reflect on the theme for this year, equality and inclusion for children, for every child, Children make up more than 50% of our population. As we get to hear from the children, we must remain focused and conscious of the fact that we have to account on how we breathe life to this theme and make it a reality for every child in our world. They have a right to hold us to account when we come back here next year with a different theme. I stand here on behalf of the National Council on Administration of Justice, Standing Committee on Children Matters. This committee was gazetted by the Honorable, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, and the chairperson of the NCAJ, Honorable Lady Justice Martha Koome. The National Council on Administration of Justice is established under the Judicial Service Act to, among other things, ensure that the justice sector works in a coordinated, consultative, effective, and efficient manner to establish court users committees and to develop policies to enhance administration of justice. At her first meeting of the Council, the Honorable Chief Justice established that children matters need to be tabled as the first agenda. This was done through the establishment of the Standing Committee chaired by Honorable Lady Justice Teresia Matheka, and the same is reflective of membership from the justice sector. The committee was tasked with, among others, strengthen the justice sector to meet the needs of children. It is a recognition of a special category of children, children who get in touch with the justice system for whatever reason. The children served in the justice system are children who are victims of crime, child witnesses, children who are in conflict with the law, children who are affected by court proceedings, and also children in civil matters. These are cases of custody, maintenance, and other children we interact with. Our justice system is still evolving to meet the standards of a responsive child justice system. The National Council for Administration of Justice Status Report on Children in the Justice System 2019, presented by the Special Task Force on Children Matters, carries a blueprint of what the committee must do to deliver this commitment through the implementation of the Big 7 agenda, setting out the priority areas to ensure administration of justice for children. The first recommendation was to pass the Children's Bill, and the second was to establish a committee dedicated to monitoring the justice system, focusing on children. Today, we are proud to celebrate the Children Act, number 29 of 2022. I think you've seen it on your desks, the red book. I don't know if it's gone round. We have the Children Act 2022. It was it has come 12 years after the promulgation of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. The children of Kenya now have a law that resonates